Hey everybody, Grest here. So today I'm going to talk about a tool that I just got in from Brownells that I think you folks that roll your own pew-pews are really going to like. So let's go ahead and get looking at it. Okay folks, so a lot of y'all have seen that I recently got a Henry and in 44 Magnum, and I started going down the path of finally rolling my own 44 Magnum. I figured after getting 3 firearms it was time to go ahead and do that. So anyways, after going through and manually prepping a bunch of cases, I was like, you know, maybe it's time that I actually get some better help rather than having a hand do everything. So went over to my friends at Brownells, and they had a variety of different trim and prep centers. Most of them don't offer the case trimming option. So I looked at Lyman, I looked at Hornady, I looked at RCBS. Even Frankford Arsenal had a lower tiered unit. So, but anyways, I settled on this one here after looking at some of the reviews and stuff. It costs just under 200 bones, so not super expensive but not inexpensive either. Of course, if you use code BOP10 over at Brownells, you can also save 10% off of this, so much appreciated them for you know, offering that code for folks to use. That'll save you on most anything over $150 purchase. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at this thing so you guys are seeing it the same time that I am. Alright, so one of the things I will say that I noticed right off the bat is that the box is on the heavy side. So that's a good thing. So it does come with big old paper instructions, also much appreciated for that. And then looks like kind of pull this stuff out of here. You got your cabling. So it's a big bulky unit, let me tell you that. And if you look at the front of it, you have 3 tool head points. You also have your trimmer right there, and aha, that's what I was looking for. So probably would help if I actually used the instructions. So there's this little trap door right here, and it looks like it comes with all your tools. So there's one of your tools there that looks for cleaning primer pockets. Let's see here, we got another one that's for large primers. We have our chamfer tool here as well, and then here's the outside case chamfer tool, and then you have these little washers, and looks like different size for different cases and stuff like that. So if I turn this around, it looks like it gives us a little bit of help. Case shoulder bushings, there's 6 total, and it gives us the diameter and then the caliber range, and then it also has case body collets, 3 total, a small, medium, and a magnum. And then they have basically how to set that up. So so it looks like these are your collets for different sizes, and then you have your case shoulder bushing. So that's kind of nice. It has this little pocket right here, and then here's just a closer look at some of the tools. The tools look to be decent quality. I will give a report once I use them a good bit and see how they're holding up. I know sometimes in the past with the manual tools, I've had some of these guys that just didn't really hold up to a lot of cutting. And honestly, if you have a prep center like this, you're going to be processing a lot of brass. So yeah, here's this guy right here. So I mean, they seem to be decent quality, but you know, like I said, time will tell. So so let me just kind of set this up, kind of how I would do it for. All right, so just kind of thinking about how I would do this. I would probably trim, then Clean up my primer pockets. And one thing I noticed already that would be nice. So it looks like the idea would be you would trim your case, deburr the inside, deburr the outside, and clean your primer pocket. Of course, this is after resizing. And one thing that I like about this is that it's heavy, it's got good grip on the legs, because one of the things you don't want to happen when you're using something like this is you don't want it sliding around or moving. So the extra weight and the grippy legs on here, of course I have kind of a slick surface here, but for the most part it looks like, you know, if I'm putting a case up on here with that amount of pressure, it's not going to move around on me. All right, so let me kind of show you guys how this thing, the trimmer head, works. So you can take the whole trimmer assembly off. You'll notice the cutter right here, and you have this cap that comes off the top here, and you have to put the appropriate case body collet. So in this case, this is the medium one. I got just a 30-06 test case right here, and you also need the case shoulder bushings, and it comes with 6 different ones, different sizes. So you have to find the right one. Once you find the right one, just kind of put that guy in there. And one thing that I wish is that they were actually labeled. So that is a ding on this setup. They should engrave the measurements on the back side. Kind of put that guy in there. This guy like this. Then you can screw the cap back on. And then you can see the hole here, and you have an adjustment. This ring right here will actually help you to adjust the trim length. All right, so the trimming mechanism here, it's going to take a little bit to get used to, but it's fairly simple. Once you get your right collet for the case that you're going to be using, you basically adjust this black assembly in and out to adjust your trim length. And then this silver ring here is basically just a locking ring. Okay, so you can see the collet sticking out of here. So it's got good sized motor in there, so I didn't really notice any big issues as far as the trimming. You know, the trimming head itself doesn't have any sort of a pilot, which I don't know, as long as it works fine, I don't really care about that. But yeah, so I guess they're using the collet to kind of guide your case. So just be careful about that you're not angling or putting pressure laterally on your case, and you should be fine. But yeah, so I'll give a report back on this thing once I've prepped a ton of brass. Okay, so I appreciate everybody watching today's video on this Frankford Arsenal Platinum Series case and trim prep center. I think it's really going to help speed things up when it comes to rolling my own pew-pews. And, you know, I can't believe that I waited so long to get something like this. I've been doing everything the manual way for many, many years, but my recent endeavor in the 44 Magnum, of course, catapulted me into getting some help to save me a little bit of time. So anyways, if any of you guys got experience with that particular prep center or a different one that you'd like to talk about, please comment down below. Any questions or comments, of course, put those down below. And as always, I appreciate everybody watching and subscribing, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Y'all take it easy.